What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. As you could tell by the title of this video, this is going to be a story time about how I met 6ix9ine. Honestly, I really don't care if you don't believe me or not. Like, literally, I'm not gonna get on here and make up no story about meeting somebody. Like, I have better things to do in my life other than make up stories. But yes, first, before I get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you comment down below during the video. You know, interact with me, talk to me more. Like, you know, don't just be like a watcher. Make sure you follow me on my social media if you're not already. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So yes, y'all, so let me start this by saying this was 3 years ago. Because I graduated high school in 2017. I started going to TSU in 2017. I was a freshman there. Texas Southern University, not the other one. So I lived in Houston basically. And I needed a job when I was on campus. So before I started working at Papa Do's, I was working at Benihana. At Benihana, I was a host. So if you don't know what a host is just a person that walks like people to their table. They're the one to, you know, give menus out. You know, when you go to a restaurant and you have that person at the front that walks you to the table that sit at the host stand, that was me. So I would go get out of school and then I would ride the bus to Benihana. I worked at the Benihana on Westheimer. So yes, it was far. That was a far bus ride from South Houston to Benihana and on Westheimer. Like, yeah, it was a far drive. And it was the one that was over there by that Bank of America. And it was like right next door to, I don't know what the place was called. It was right next door to another place. And it had big lots in the background. It was this far parking lot behind it. And it was the big lots. So yeah. So if you know where that's at, then that's where I used to work at. The one that's like literally is right by Bank of America. And it's like a Papa's barbecue over there somewhere too. So yeah. So yes, y'all, so this was around the time of then. I was working one night and it was a slow night. I think it was in the middle of the week if I'm not mistaken. And this dude came in. Two dudes came in at the same time. One of the dudes was like big, black, buff, like fat dude. He was kind of fat, kind of buff. You know, the type of dudes that would look like a bodyguard. He looked like a bodyguard. Like, he was bald head, he had black on black, he had like some chains around his neck, and he was like real swole. So he came in, he came with this little dude with him. It was like a little Mexican dude. He came in with this black puff coat on. It was like a puff coat and it was black, and he had a beanie on, and like you could see kind of his hair coming out the beanie, but you can't see all of it. So he comes in and I'm like, hey y'all, like, how can I help you? Welcome to Benihana. How many, basically? And he was like, oh, just 2. So I was like, okay, 2. And then I was putting it on the table. He was like, but can we get a private table? I was like, a private table? I was like, okay. So I had stopped and I had went. I was like, let me go check with the manager real quick because I don't know. So I was like, let me go check. So I went to go check with the manager and I was like, yeah, the dude at the front, like, he wants a private table and stuff like that. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna come in a minute. So I went back up to the front desk and I was talking to my coworker, and 6ix9ine had took off his hat, and he like did this little hair flip thingy where he took his hat off and like he bent his head down, and then he flipped his hair back, and then he put his hat back on. After he did that, I was like, oh my gosh. And I saying that's when you can see all the tattoos on his forehead, because at first, you know, he got this big 6ix9ine on one of the sides of his forehead and you can't really see it if you have like a beanie on. So that's how I knew it was 6ix9ine, because I seen a 6ix9ine on his head. So I said, y'all, it was a girl that I like, was like, this girl that she was real cool. Like, I fucked with her or whatever. This other girl I didn't really like, so I didn't talk to her like that. So I turned my direction to the other girl and I was like, yo, I said, you know him? I said, he's a rapper. But I whispered it because I didn't want to like seem like all fangirly and stuff. So I was like, he's a rapper. And she was like, is he? I said, yes. I said, he sing that one song that niggas iffy, Blicky got the stiffy, and then I told her, she was like, no, I don't think so. I said, girl, that's 6ix9ine. She was like, no, it's not. She said, and then so she had this other dude came up there and he was like working in a sushi part, and he was like a sushi chef. So he came up there and he was like, y'all see him? I said, yeah, that's a rapper. I said, I'm trying to tell her that that's a rapper. And she was like, yeah, it's Lil Pump. Girl, Lil Pump is white, I think. But I think Lil Pump is white. And he's like, I know Lil Pump when I see Lil Pump. And plus Lil Pump got braces. Well, he had braces at the time and stuff like that. That's not Lil Pump, bro. I was just telling her, like, that's not Lil Pump. That's 6ix9ine. I said, y'all don't know that one song that niggas iffy, Blicky got the sticky, and it was like, no, I don't know what song you're talking about. So I looked it up. And I showed them my picture. I said, this is 6ix9ine. I said, that's him. So the girl that I don't like, she heard me talking about him, and she heard that I knew who he was and stuff. So she was like, I'm gonna walk him to his table. So she had grabbed him, and she was like, okay, y'all can follow me, and she took him back to the table. So I like was in charge of like putting the table, seeing like what tables was clear, seeing what tables was cooking, what tables haven't started cooking yet, all that extra stuff. So I went to the little back things to go walk back there. This nigga sitting at a whole table by himself, him and his bodyguard. His bodyguard got his legs stretched up, and 6ix9ine got his legs stretched up in the seat too. I said, well. So I went back to the front, and then the girl was like, the girl that I didn't like, she was like, well, I told them that they couldn't sit at no private table, but they decided to sit one anyway, so just go ahead and close the table. So I was like, duh, like, this nigga want a private table, he can't get one. Like, why not give him a private table? We're slow anyway, it's not like we're busy. So and it was real late. It probably was like an hour or two before we closed. So it was really late. So I'm just at the desk, and I'm over here texting my boyfriend, the one that I had at the time. I was telling him, I was like, 6ix9ine's here and stuff like that. I was like, guess who here, babe? And he was like, who? And I was like, 6ix9ine. And he was like, oh, like, he killed the vibe of the conversation, like. So I texted my cousin. I was like, girl, guess who here? And she was like, who? I said 6ix9ine. She was like, the nigga that sing niggas iffy, Blicky got the sticky, I was like, yes, girl, yes, he is here at Benihana. I said, and I am working tonight. So she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, take a picture. So I don't know, because so the Benihana that I worked at was kind of strict. Like, they didn't play a lot of stuff, and I wasn't about to get fired because I needed money. And I was not about to get fired because of trying to take a picture of 6ix9ine. So I was just like, I'm probably sneak and take one or whatever. Didn't happen because the bitch that I didn't like, she was like low-key like trying to get me sent home early. Because like, she's a hater, dog. That's another story for another day. But she was trying to get me sent home early. I'm not even gonna forget to tell y'all about that. She was trying to get me sent home early. So usually when it's getting close to closing, one of the hosts go home. So she gonna go up to the manager talking about some, well, it's pretty slow. I don't think we need 3 hosts tonight. So she was like, Taylor can go home. Like, girl, what do you mean Taylor can go home? You better be lucky I gotta ride this long bus ride back, so I do need to go home. But like, what anybody want to go home? So the manager came over there. She was like, Taylor, well, just do your little closing duties. Go check the bathroom, go clean the bathroom, spray the windows down, and wipe them, and then you're good to go. Okay, cool, no problem. So I'm just like, okay. So I was like, I'm gonna take my time because I'm going to leave when he leaves. Like, me and him will be walking out the door together. I don't care. So ooh, that didn't happen though. But I was like, I don't care. We're gonna somehow walk out the door together. He's gonna bump into me and be like, oh, I want you in one of my music videos. And I was gonna be like, okay. Like, that's how it was going in my head. So I was cleaning the windows and stuff. So I go behind the desk to get the little window cleaner. So he comes by the front desk and he was like, y'all have toothpicks up here? And I was like, yes. I was like, here you go. And I gave it to him. I was being real cute. I was trying to act like not a fangirl, but like I was being real cute. I said, yes. I was like, here you go. And then I handed it to him. And he was like, appreciate it. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, Taylor. I was like, Taylor. And he was like, Taylor. And he was like, that's what's up. And he was like, you live out here? I said, yeah, I go to school out here. I go to TSU. And I was like, so I live on the south side. And he was like, oh, word? And he was like, that's what's up. And he was like, I'm gonna give you my number when I come back through here to leave. And he was like, so make sure you be up here. I was like, okay. But I didn't say it like that, but I was like, okay. I said, well, I'm about to get off in a minute, so. And I was like, and he was like, no, I'm gonna be up here before you get off and stuff like that. So I was like, all right. So then he walked back to his table, and me and my coworker was like, ah! So yes, then everybody in the restaurant came up to me asking me what he said. Like, in my business, don't do that, because y'all don't even mess with me like that. But now, because he want to talk to me now, y'all want to ask me what he said to me, like, bye. But I was telling him anyway because I was bragging. So I went ahead and told him. I was like, yeah, he said he gonna give me his number and stuff like that. And then this one dude gonna say, I bet he don't give you his number. Boy, like, what are you hating for? So I'm like, so at this point, I'm really about to take my time and clean the bathroom. I'm taking my time cleaning the bathroom. I'm spraying the windows down, everything. So I'm spraying the windows down, and he goes to the bathroom, and he like sees me wiping the windows down and stuff, and I'm just like, I gotta look real cute when he come out. Like, I gotta look naturally cute. So I was like trying to fix my hair and stuff, and I was like, okay, let me look cute. I was spraying these little windows down. So he come out the bathroom and he was like, oh, they got you working, huh? I was like, yes. And I said, and me the only one? I said, because I'm about to go home soon, that's why. And he was like, oh, for sure. And then he was like, you should chill with me sometime. Like, you should come and hang sometimes. I was like, definitely. I said, yeah. I said, if you give me your number, I'm gonna text you and we could see. And then he was like, for sure. So he walked back to the table. And I went in the bathroom, I called my cousin, and I was telling her, I was like, girl, 6ix9ine told me we need to chill. He said he was gonna give me his number. I said, we're gonna see if he's gonna give me his number before he leave. I said, I don't know if he was lying or not, but we are gonna see. So I walked back I finished cleaning the bathroom, and I was standing behind the counter, and I was talking to my coworker. I was like, I'm just gonna see. So Mr. Narong, oh yes, the manager at the place name was Mr. Narong. He was this real sweet Asian dude. He was real old. And he was like, he didn't speak English. He would just be like, take picture. So I lie to y'all not. If y'all go into the Benihana on Westheimer and y'all ask to see the pictures of the celebrities that have came in there, you're gonna see Mr. Narong with 6ix9ine. You're gonna see it. So I walked up in there and he was like, take my picture. So I was like, okay, cool. So I walk in there and Mr. Narong in front of me and I'm following behind him. And the lady that was across the table, I remember because I sat her, the lady that was across the table, she had a baby with her. I come in there, the girl is holding the baby. I mean, the 6ix9ine holding her baby, and she in the picture, and they just like smiling and stuff. And I'm just like, so everybody knows who he is now. Like at first, nobody wanted to act like, you know, that's who he was, but now everybody knows who he is. Like, get on somewhere. So I take that picture. I was like, okay, ready? So if y'all see that picture, no, I took it. Taylor took it. So I took the picture or whatever, put the thing in a little envelope and stuff like that. I swear, y'all, I had it on my phone. I swear I took a picture of the picture on my phone because I was like, I'm gonna like show people this. But I know I had it on my phone at the time because, okay, well, let me continue the story and I'm gonna tell you how I know. So he takes the picture or whatever and he comes back and I put it in the drawer. So 6ix9ine and his bodyguard is like wrapping stuff up and they come to the front. I hear them coming to the front. So I'm like, okay. So I'm up there acting like I'm doing my job or whatever. So he comes and he stops by the front desk and he was like, okay, y'all, well, y'all have a good night and stuff like that. And he was like, you still want my number? And I was like, sure. So y'all, I felt so embarrassed. Let me tell you, because I fucking sat here and I had an iPhone 5. Not even only as bad, the bad thing wasn't even me having an iPhone 5. The bad thing was my iPhone 5 was cracked up. Like when I tell y'all, he could have got some glass in his thumb. That's how cracked up my iPhone 5 was. Like I was so embarrassed, but shit. And he ain't complaining. I just feel like buy me a new phone. Like you got money, buy me a new phone. So he put his number in there or whatever, and he was like, all right. And he was like, well, text me shit. And he was like, we can kick it tonight or whatever. And I was like, okay. I was like, for sure. And I was like, bye y'all, bye. So all the coworkers coming up to me, oh, what he say? Did he get his number? What he say? Like none of y'all business. I told my coworker what happened, but all of us, I was just like, yeah, he gave me his number. He said he wanted to kick it sometime. So my manager was like, okay, Taylor, like, it's time for you to go home type stuff. So she was like, go check the bathroom again and you can go, like you can dip. So I went into the bathroom and I had called my mom on FaceTime. I was like, mama, guess who just guess who just came up in here? And then I said, guess who just asked for my number? So she was like, who? And then I told her and I was like, 6ix9ine. And she was like, who? I said, mama. I was like, mama, you know how you get irritated because somebody don't know something? I was like, mama, 6ix9ine, the rapper. Then my dad was in the background and he was like, I said he rapped that song, niggas iffy, Blicky got the sticky, and then I don't know if I'm singing the song right, but I just feel like that's how it goes. So she was like, I don't know who that is. My dad was like, that nigga with that colorful hair, that Mexican nigga? I was like, yeah. And then he was like, and then my mom was like, hold on, let me look him up. And she said, this nigga with all these tattoos on his face? She said, I do know him. I seen him on a little music video or something. And she was like, he be doing all that yelling and stuff. And I was like, yes. I said, he just asked me for my number and stuff like that. And she was like, girl. And she had, I forgot what she said. She was like, girl. But all I know is I did not tell her that I was planning to go over there. So if that me and my friends, let me not say me, that me and my friends were planning on going to kick it with him. So mama, if you see this, we didn't go. For we didn't go. I called my cousin again. I was telling her what happened. She was like, oh my god. She was like, we finna party with celebrities, because y'all, if y'all know anything, me and my cousin Kaya, we gonna step out together for sure. If I come up, my sis coming there with me, and that's on period, because we just been through a lot together, and I just feel like she's the only person that I can really just be telling stuff like this to. So me and my cousin Kaya, the one that was in my, if y'all watch one of my vlogs, my cousin, taking my cousin to OSU, that's her. One thing about it is, if he would have invited me to an after party anywhere, my cousin was gonna be right there with me, and we was gonna be up in that thing together. So I called her and I told her about it, and she was like, oh my god, we about to be hanging with the celebrities and stuff like this. And I was just like, girl, yes, and stuff like that. She was like, you gonna text him? I said, yeah, I don't want to text him right now though, because I don't want to seem too desperate. And and I was like, I don't want to seem too desperate. So I was like, I'm not gonna text him right now. So I ended up leaving where let me tell y'all. So I had texted my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, guess who just asked me for my number? And he was like, who? I said 6ix9ine, and he was like, I don't care he's like, I don't give a F if Drake asks for your number, you better not give it to him. First of all, boo-boo, if Drake come up and ask me for my number, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give him more than my number. So you ain't gotta worry about that. But the vibe was killed again. So, which I mean, I guess I understand, because I don't care. I just feel like if my man worked at a restaurant and Beyonce came in there asking for his number, take it. Take it, please. If Nicki Minaj came in there asking for his number, take it. Because, you benefit from her, I better benefit from her too. So, yeah. And then I just feel like it's so easy to run game on niggas. Like, I feel like I could have had this nigga paying me money and, like, all this extra stuff. Like, and we could have came up together. So when I'm in a relationship, I always think about how we gonna come up together. We gonna juice these niggas, and we gonna juice these females, and we gonna come up together. You wanna be a trick? Okay, you gonna trick on the both of us. But you gonna think you tricking on me only. But yeah. So, I ended up going to my little dorm or whatever, and I was just really excited the whole ride back. I was just like telling my friends and stuff, my little friends in the dorm room and stuff like that. I had showed y'all, I promise, if I still have this number in my phone, I'm gonna put it on here. I mean, it's obviously not his number right now, so don't be like on no weird stuff. If I got it, I'm gonna insert a picture. I do got a picture of myself from Benihana. I remember because I was in the mirror. I seen it on my highlights the other day, and that's what made me want to make this video, because I was like, don't nobody really know about this. Like, I mean, back then it would have been a flex, but I don't really know if it's a flex right now, because, you know, the whole situations and stuff that's going on with him. So I got back to my room, and I was telling my friends and stuff, and I was like, y'all, 6ix9ine, I got his number and stuff like that. So I'm texting him. So I said, they was like, you should text him. Have you texted him? I said, no. I was like, I didn't want to seem desperate. But I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and text him. So when I was in the room with all of them, and I texted him, I was like, hey, and he responded back. He said, is this Benihana? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, but my name's Taylor. Like, don't call me Benihana, because I'm not a motherfucking Benihana hoe. Like, don't call me Benihana. My name's Taylor. So, he was like, what's up? What you getting into? I said, nothing. I said, I just got off work. I'm just up here in my room chilling and stuff like that. So he was like, he's like, you gonna let me come see you? I said, yeah, for sure. And I was like so nervous, y'all, because first of all, okay, so I was telling my building what was happening, because we lived in such a small building, like everybody knew everybody. So like there was no reason, like, you know, to be all like, oh, telling the whole world and stuff. It was only 3 floors. It was 2 floors of girls and 1 floor of boys. So everybody knew everybody in the building. It was probably like 30 of us that lived in there. So I was telling all the girls in the building what happened and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm texting 6ix9ine, y'all. Like, he gave me his number today or whatever. And they was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So I said, okay. So he called me, and he was like, and I told him, I said, shh, shh, shh. He calling. So, I was like, hello, like trying to sound like, you know, cute and stuff. I was like, hello. He was like, what's up? He was like, what's up, Benihana? I'm like, Taylor, ha ha ha. Like, nigga, my name is Taylor. Don't call me Benihana. Like, you definitely put me in one of your songs and be referring to me as Benihana. Like, say my name. So, So he was like, what's up, Beanie Han? I'm like, Taylor. And he was like, my bad, Taylor. I said, nothing, I'm just chilling. And he was like, you gonna let me come see you? And I said, yeah. And he was like, all right, bet. And he was like, well, I'm about to text you because I'm hanging with my boys right now. Or some shit like that. And I was like, okay, no problem. So we were texting and he was all like, where you live at? And I said, I actually live in a dorm on campus. And I think I shouldn't have said that, but he was gonna come and see that I lived in a dorm on campus. And he was like, can I come up in there? So I was like, y'all, can he come up in here? Like, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna sneak him in? You know, like, they be having people sitting at the front desk. I mean, in Lanier, they barely have people sitting at the front desk. Like, you could really sneak somebody in there if you wanted to, but it used to be a police officer in there. So my friends was all like, we can get him in here, girl. We can get him in here. We can get him in here. And stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And it was like, just have him walk in with one of the niggas in the building and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, like, I guess that's a smart idea. Like, I guess we can get him up in here. So I was so nervous, y'all. They was like, go take a shower and stuff and get all cute and stuff like that. And then they was like, and then tell him he can come. No, they was like, tell him he can come right now. So I told him, I was like, you can, yeah. I was like, yeah, you can come and stuff like that. And he was like, am I gonna be able to get in? And I was like, yeah. I said, ain't no problem with that. I said, you can get in. So he gonna say, do a lot of people live there? I said, a lot of people live here, but like not everybody be out their room and stuff like that. And I said, and I could sneak you in. So he was like, or can you just come chill with me? So I'm like, okay, now then this nigga didn't call the audible. This nigga didn't switch the game plan on my ass. Like, what am I gonna do now? So at this point, I'm like, I'm not going by myself. Like, I don't care. I'm not going by myself. So at this point, I'm just trying to find somebody to go with me. I'm like asking my friends and stuff. One of my friends was like, she's scared. She was like, I don't want to go. I'm scared. Like, I don't know. And then she was like, but I'll be on FaceTime and stuff like that. And she was like, I'll make sure y'all okay and all this extra stuff. And then, no, she was saying her man wasn't going to let her go. She was like, my man is going to be mad and he going to be trying to find and figure out where I'm at and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's understandable or whatever. So I'm asking my other friends, I'm like, so who's going to go with me? Who's going to go with me? So moral of the story, I found 3 people to go with. I'm not gonna put their names in here because I don't want to out their business like that, but I found 3 people to go with. And we were gonna go, and I was texting him and I was like, okay, you can send me the address. Like, we ain't had no car at the time. Like, we was gonna take a lift to that beach, like, and everything. And I was telling my roommate about this. My roommate, I was telling her, I was like, girl, yes. And like, it was hard for me to find people to go with. She was like, girl, I would have went with you for sure. She said, I would have drove. Like, but nothing happened, y'all. Like, he ended up falling asleep or something, but I don't know, he stopped responding. Like, he stopped responding. My feelings not hurt or nothing, but shit, we was gonna go in there and I was gonna get the, can I have it? Can I wear that? Can I take a picture of this? Can I have that? Can I, yeah. I was gonna get in there and get some 10 up with that. So, yeah, that was it, y'all. That was really it. Like, nothing happened. Like, I haven't texted dude no more since that night. Like, I really think he got his number changed, like, most likely because celebrities be in their number changed, but I didn't talk to him no more after that, y'all. Like, that was it. So this is it for the story. I mean, I'm sorry if y'all thought like there was a more scandalous story. Like, I went over there and like, you know, some stuff happened, but nothing happened. And then a couple of days later, my mom was telling me about how he was groping this little girl at the airport. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go. That probably was just the Lord looking out for me, even though I had just turned 18 at the time, but still, it's just like, you never know. So that was it for this video, guys. If you like the story time that I just told, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Once again, y'all, I really don't care if y'all believe me or not, because like I said, it happened. I have friends that will literally tell you to this day that it happened. I have my cousin, my mama, my roommate, everybody that will tell you to this day that it happened. If y'all like this story time, I'm gonna give y'all some more story time. I do have a lot more story times. I really want to tell story time how I got into like 3 fights in one day. I really want to tell you that. And I got video proof of that one. So yeah, that's something that y'all want to hear, then, you know, just comment down below, like this video, show me some love, y'all. Follow me on my social medias. Follow me on Instagram at Taylor Not Taylor. Follow me on Twitter at Taylor No Taylor. And follow me on Snapchat at Take Your Bucket to One. That is it, y'all. Peace out.